Hey everybody, Kevin Molm here in the Office of Youth and Adult Ministry, 2-Minute Tuesday on September 5th. Hope you had a happy Labor Day weekend. It was a lot of fun. I'm excited to be back in the office this week. I've got a ton of much needed admin work to do. I've had a lot of fun traveling around the diocese the last couple of weeks, but my inbox is certainly full of stuff to do. So this week, pretty heavy on the admin for me. It was so good to get out and see everyone in person, and I'm still planning, we'll be in Bozeman and Missoula the next couple of weeks, but just a lot of fun seeing everyone in person. It's so important to do that, especially in a diocese as small as ours. NCYC Registration Part 2 is now open. So we broke the registration for NCYC into two parts, mostly so that you don't have to pay the entire sum in one part. But anyway, I've got the Part 2 registration is now open. You can, if for those of you who are still trying to decide whether or not you want to come on NCYC, yes, I still have tickets available. But for those of you who have already done the Part 1 registration, go out there and do the Part 2. The Part 2 registration form is pretty simple. Really, I just need your name, the second registration fee, which is $350, and then any housing requests that you have. So pretty simple form. You can find that at diocesehelena.org/NCYC. We're also going to be doing an NCYC Zoom meeting next Tuesday, September 12th at 7:30 p.m. This is for anyone who's already registered for NCYC, or if you're still trying to decide, you're welcome to join us, but you'll have to email me to get the link for that Zoom meeting. But we're going to go over a couple of things like transportation, and especially for those of you who are new, have never been to NCYC, it'll be a good time to ask any questions that you have. But we'll cover things like liability waivers, sort of expectations for participating in NCYC, that sort of stuff. Again, that'll be next Tuesday, September 12th at 7:30 p.m. I will email the link to our NCYC participants, and then if you're interested in going but haven't registered yet, email me for that link. NFCYM's annual Youth Minister Survey is open, and we need your responses by next week, September 15th. This is an annual survey that NFCYM does to gather data about youth ministry across the nation. So they survey things like how many youth ministers are paid versus volunteer, part-time, full-time, credentials and education levels and that sort of stuff. The responses that we get from the survey are incredibly useful when sort of strategic planning and thinking 5-10 years. What does the field of youth ministry need, and what does it look like out there? So you'll can find a link in the video notes, or I'll send it out in my weekly email. But please, if you're a youth minister, whether paid or volunteer, please take that survey so that we can gather that information. Virtu's teaching safety lessons. Make sure as you're kind of starting your year that you're planning and reserving at least one day in your calendar this year where you're going to be teaching those safety lessons. Cassie Hall, the HR director, and I are kind of working on putting out the information and gathering all the lesson plans that we usually sent out. We'll do that here in the next couple of weeks. At this point, all you need to do is just make sure that you have a day reserved in your calendar to do that teaching safety lessons. I don't anticipate really much changing, no real big changes there. You'll still have to teach one of the lessons for each of the age groups, and then you have to make that report by the end of the year. Again, we'll send out that information the next week or so. Right now, just make sure that you've reserved at least one spot in your calendar to do the teaching safety lesson. Our monthly personnel meeting is tomorrow, September 6th at 10:30 a.m. This is open to any diocesan employee. You can find the Zoom link and the agenda on the diocesan admin portal. It's admin.diocesehelena.org. Or, of course, if you want to email me, I will send you the link. We've got a pretty full agenda this week, which means that there's going to be something for just about everybody who's working either a parish or school in the diocese. That also means not everything is going to be specific to youth ministers, but if you work in a parish or school, I'd highly encourage you to jump onto this personnel meeting. Dan Thies from the Foundation is going to give us an update on the capital campaign. Scott Held from CSSM is going to be talking about a new mental health initiative and program. Ray Shipman's going to be touching on the October count, so that's really important for those of you who need to be doing the data for how many are attending Mass. Cassie Hall in HR is going to give an update on Virtus and safe environment, especially what is the role of the local administrators. Dan Bartleson and our new database specialist, Travis Grappo, is going to give an update on the diocesan database. Jim Carney is going to give an update on the parish financial reports. Finally, Sharon Witham is going to give an update on the ACA materials that are going to be coming out soon. So pretty full agenda tomorrow. Again, any diocesan employee, I would strongly encourage you to jump into that meeting. That's tomorrow, September 6th at 10:30 a.m. Just a reminder, get your teams registered for our Kickball Tournament, which is coming up fast. We're going to be in Conrad on Sunday, September 24th. Please register ahead of time as much as you can. The information registration at diocesehelena.org/kickball. That's it for this week. As always, please pray for me, pray for our bishop, and together we'll all pray for our young people. God bless.